For over 4,000 years, the pyramids of Egypt have stood in silence, monuments of stone. Taller than cathedrals, older than empires, untouched by time, but behind their grandeur lies a question that has haunted generations: who really built them? Textbooks will tell you it was the work of Egyptian laborers, commanded by pharaohs. Using copper chisels and wooden sleds, a story repeated for centuries. But what if this story is a cover-up? What if the truth about the pyramids has been hidden, rewritten, and buried beneath layers of history itself? Now, we peel back the sands of time and uncover one of the greatest mysteries in ancient history: the question of who really built the pyramids, and why the truth may never have been meant for us to know. The traditional narrative begins around 2600 BC. Pharaoh Khufu, a god-king in human form, commands his people to build a monument so vast, so eternal, that it would outlast his reign and secure his place among the stars. Tens of thousands of workers, we are told, dragged limestone blocks across the desert, stacking them into the Great Pyramid of Giza, a tomb of unimaginable scale. Historians say it took 2 decades to complete. They say workers lived in nearby camps, fed with bread and beer, organized in rotating crews. They were not slaves, but laborers, peasants, conscripted during the Nile's flooding season. It is a neat story, it is a comforting story, but as we look closer, cracks begin to appear. The Great Pyramid alone contains over 2.3 million stone blocks. Each block weighs between 2 and 70 tons. Some were quarried miles away, others, like the granite blocks in the king's chamber, came from Aswan, over 500 miles to the south. Now imagine this, with no wheels, no pulleys, no steel tools, no machinery. The ancient Egyptians supposedly cut, moved, and stacked millions of stones with such precision that even today, razor blades cannot fit between them. Mathematicians calculate that if the pyramid was completed in 20 years, workers would need to set one block in place every 2 minutes, day and night, without pause. Does that sound plausible or impossible? There is more. The Great Pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with true north. Its sides are oriented with staggering accuracy. Its proportions encode mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio. Centuries before Greece ever discovered them, how could Bronze Age farmers, armed with ropes and copper chisels, achieve such precision? Who taught them these secrets of engineering, geometry, and astronomy? For centuries, whispers of doubt have echoed through the corridors of history. Ancient Greek historians suggested the pyramids were far older than Egypt itself. Arab scholars in the Middle Ages claimed the pyramids were built long before the Great Flood of Noah. And in modern times, engineers and architects have raised their voices too. If we tried to build the pyramids today, they say, we would struggle even with cranes, bulldozers, and cutting-edge technology. We could not replicate this feat so easily. So what does that tell us? That either the ancient Egyptians had knowledge far beyond their time, or that someone else, something else, was involved. But here is where the story takes a darker turn. Every time someone questions the official narrative, their voices are dismissed, branded as pseudoscience, laughed out of universities, shut down by the academic gatekeepers. Why? Why is the idea that the pyramids might not have been built solely by the Egyptians treated as blasphemy? Why do scholars guard this narrative with such ferocity? Could it be that history itself has been rewritten to hide the truth? Consider this: the Sphinx, carved from bedrock, shows signs of water erosion, patterns that could only have been caused by heavy rainfall. But Egypt has not seen such rain for thousands of years. Long before pharaohs ever ruled the Nile, if the Sphinx is older than Egypt, could the pyramids be older too? Could they have been built not by Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, but by a civilization lost to time? Here, the theories branch. Some believe a forgotten advanced civilization, destroyed by catastrophe, left the pyramids as their last testament. Others whisper of ancient knowledge passed down by survivors of Atlantis. And some dare to suggest that the builders were not of this earth at all, that the pyramids are the fingerprints of extraterrestrial visitors. Wild, perhaps, but pause and ask yourself, is it stranger to believe in lost civilizations, or to believe that Bronze Age farmers could achieve what even we, with our modern machines, cannot? So why the cover-up? Why the insistence that the pyramids are nothing more than tombs? Because history is power. To control the past is to control identity, culture, and belief. If the pyramids are proven to be older, or built by someone other than the Egyptians, the entire foundation of human history would crack, religions would be questioned, nations would lose their myths, the timeline of civilization itself would collapse, and so, the truth, whatever it is, remains buried beneath the sands, guarded by silence. The pyramids are not just monuments, they are puzzles carved in stone, silent, eternal, defiant. They whisper of secrets we may never fully understand, so we must ask, who really built them? Was it Khufu's laborers? A forgotten civilization? Survivors of a cataclysm? Visitors from the stars? We may never know for sure, but one thing is undeniable. The story we've been told is not the full story. The pyramids stand as more than tombs, they are symbols of human mystery. Monuments to a hidden past, perhaps their true builders wanted us to wonder, to question, to seek. And maybe, just maybe, the answer is not in history books, but in the courage to ask the forbidden questions. Because sometimes the greatest cover-up in history is history itself.